And as we've mentioned here, it is time to get up and get going. Summer break is officially over for students in several mountain counties this morning.
And I'm sure there's some grateful parents out there. Right? It's about time.
Absolutely, yep.
News 13's got you covered, getting you ready for the first day of school and beyond. Education reporter Ed DiOrio is live in Rutherford County this morning. But let's begin our coverage with News 13's Gracie Matisse live on the first day of school for Henderson County Public Schools. Gracie?
Charles, you know, the kids are getting up early this morning. They are watching you. They hear you when you say that. So watch out. They're coming for you. Joining me now, Superintendent Mark Garrett with Henderson County Schools. So, Mark, tell me just about the excitement of today, first of all, for kids, some of them going to school for the first time.
Oh, yeah. So the ones coming to school for the first time for us are the class of 2037. If you want to do that math, I think it scares me when I do it. I say it all the time. There's nothing like the first day of school. Walked in here at Clear Creek this morning. The floors are shiny. You know, the stars are out. The buses are still a little quiet, but it won't be long before they start rolling. And we just welcome all of those kids back for the 24-25 school year. You know, those things just keep rolling right along.
Very exciting. So the parents that are watching right now, what can they do to not only help their kid, but also help the school that they're going to?
Well, like any thing, just getting in those good morning routines, and a lot of those start the night before. I know that at my house, the lunches were already lined up and a few ice packs ready to go. Backpacks are packed, and just getting into that good routine. Sleep is huge for our kids. Sleep is huge for our adults. So, you know, the more that you can do the night before, I think that makes it an easier transition in the morning, and we'll get the buses around and get them on the way.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. We're going to be talking about lunch. We're going to be talking about breakfast coming up here in a little while. But education reporter Ed DiOrio is over in Rutherford County. Ed, how's it going over there?
Well, Gracie, same as you, we're only a few hours away from the start of school here in Rutherford County, as you mentioned, as more specifically here at Chase High School, where we're going to be set up throughout the morning. And as you can see behind me, the class of 2025 that is about to start their last year as a part of RCS, they're already welcomed here at the high school, but they're also going to be welcomed at the football field a little ways away. There is a sunrise service. It's a tradition that's been going on here at the high school for seniors to watch the sunrise on their first day of their last year as a part of RCS. That's going to be happening in the 6 o'clock hour, so be sure to stick with us as we are there for that and talking to those involved there. But that's just another year away from that post-graduation, those career opportunities, and oh, that can be stressful to think about. But in Rutherford County Schools for 35 years now, they have been helping students with that through the Robert and Janice McNair Educational Foundation. The foundation started in 1989 by the McNairs, who were a local family that started it. And what they've done is through financial aid, scholarship opportunities, and bringing in programs to these schools, it has given students more awareness about college and career opportunities when they leave Rutherford County Schools. And it's not just the seniors. All students of RCS have the opportunity to have a mentor through the foundation to kind of point them in the right direction as to what scholarships and programs might fit them best for when they leave Rutherford County Schools. But we don't have to talk about leaving Rutherford County right away. It's only the first day of school. So we're going to continue to talk about it here in Rutherford County today. We'll be at that sunrise service, as I mentioned a little bit later on. So be sure to stick around as we head over there soon. Live in Rutherford County this morning, Ed DiOrio, News 13.
All righty, Ed, thank you for that. Well, Polk County Schools, the other district beginning school today. Back in February, we told you about the district receiving triple its usual funding to improve school safety. $300,000 coming their way from the Safer Schools grant. District officials telling us at the time they hope to bolster mental health resources. They also want to bring security upgrades to schools, especially those with multiple buildings where students need to walk between buildings outside.
And it's time to get up and get going. Summer break is officially over for students in several mountain counties.
News 13's got you covered, getting you ready for the first day of school and, of course, beyond. Education reporter Ed DiOrio is live in Rutherford County this morning, but let's get coverage started with 13's Gracie Matisse. I got to get this out of my mouth.
Yeah,
it's my first day here, too.
Yeah.
Live on the first day for Henderson County Public Schools. Good morning there, Gracie.
Hey, good morning, Charles. It's an early day for everybody. I'm sure everyone is getting a little slow up and going this morning. Joining me now here, Mark Garrett, superintendent here at Henderson County Schools. And so, Mark, we're in the cafeteria here. Tell us about the breakfast and the lunch situation for Henderson County Schools.
Oh, this is always a great topic that I love to talk about, breakfast and lunch. It's the one thing that I excelled at as an elementary kid. But, you know, we're really proud of our school nutrition staff here. We do universal breakfast. That means any student who's enrolled with us can come in and get a nutritious breakfast. And we talked about earlier in the earlier spot about just getting a good routine. We want to make sure that those kids have full bellies because they learn better when they do. We're doing community eligibility provision in some of our schools this year. Weren't able to do that financially in every single school, so we hope our folks have had that information come to them as our parents, but you can also get on our website and find out what those schools are. And again, that would be lunch at no cost as well through a federal program because we're part of the federal lunch program here in Henderson County Public Schools.
A lot of good info there, Mark. Thank you for that. You know, the cafeteria can be a good place for some kids. It can also be a little bit of a intimidating place if they're going through some bullying, some unsure feelings. So what do you say to parents about checking in with kids as far as bullying goes?
Well, you know, I think bullying is one of those topics that people forget. We've had it forever since you've had schools. It manifests in different ways now, I think, because of social media. So what we always try to do is tell our parents, just talk to your kids. And I know that when your child comes in like mine, you go, how was school? Fine. Well, it probably helps to probe a little bit because it's always going to be fine. And what they do, nothing, you know. So again, just have those conversations. And if you get an inkling that something's going on with your child, please contact your school. That's what we do is if we know early and often, we can oftentimes intervene and keep that from happening. But, you know, at my house, I've got a rising sixth grader this year. So he's nervous about 3 different schools coming into one, and all of those sixth graders are nervous. So when they come into these big schools and big cafeterias, just finding their tribe is very, very helpful. But just let us know when things are going on.
A lot of good info there. Mark, thank you so much. All right, that's it for us. Education reporter Ed DiOrio is there in Rutherford County. Ed, what do you have for us this morning?
Well, Gracie, you just got done talking about some topics that is pretty relevant when it comes to maybe those younger grades. But here in Rutherford County, specifically at Chase High School where we are today, there's a lot of focus around the 2025 senior class here. And for those seniors, at least for some of them, they've already been here. Even though today's the first day of school, some of them have already been here to mark up and decorate their parking spots. As you can see, some real good designs here. We got a little bit of an under the sea thing right next to me. Got some stars down the way and some smiley faces. Same deal on the other side. We got Lightning McQueen down the way and the Minions and such. There's too many to name, but it's all part of the seniors welcoming them back for their first day of school and their last year as a part of Rutherford County Schools. And it all correlates and coronates, I should say, at the football stadium within the next hour with the sunrise service. And after graduation here from RCS, if you weren't with us at 5 o'clock, let's show you some details about a foundation that RCS has that's been helping seniors and all students in Rutherford County Schools, and that is the Robert and Janice McNair Foundation. It helps give career and college graduation opportunities and just programs to help kids with that transition. But we don't have to talk about college just yet. We don't have to talk about all that just yet because we are enjoying this first day of school here in 2024-2025 school year. I'd mark up a WLOS spot if we had the time, but I don't think we do. We got to head over to the football stadium. We will be having the coverage of that service in the 6 o'clock hour, so be sure to join us then. Live in Rutherford County, Ed DiOrio, News 13. We'll see you in a bit.
And as we've been saying, it is time to get up and get going. Summer break is officially over for some students in several mountain counties.
Sure is. News 13's got you covered, getting you ready for the first day of school and beyond. Education reporter Ed DiOrio is live in Rutherford County this morning. But first, let's begin our coverage with News 13's Gracie Matisse live on the first day of Henderson County Public Schools. Good morning, Gracie.
Good morning, Charles and Katie. An exciting day here at Clear Creek Elementary. Joining me now, Principal Dina Wolf. And we can't forget Cubby here, the mascot of the school. How fun is that? So, Dina, we've got Cubby. The stage is set. How exciting is it for those students and parents?
It is always the best day when we have our Cubs back in the building. Just the smiles, the hugs, the energy that they bring, just that enthusiasm is infectious.
And so this is an elementary school. We've got young kids coming back to school, some kids coming to school for the very first time. So how did they prepare, and how did you all help them prepare for this first day?
So, of course, we have new kinder cubs, is what we call them. So we have our new kindergartners. So we had a jumpstart camp last week to prepare them. They could choose one of the days to come. And we prepare them with the routines, go to the cafeteria, walk through the school, just get used to the car rider line, the bus line, just to prepare them for the day, their first day. We also have a staggered start, so that allows those teachers to provide some individual attention to those students, learn their names, just be set with those routines.
All right, Dina, thank you so much. We're going to let you go and greet the kids. Cubby will be out there greeting the kids too. So an exciting day, as we mentioned. Now we're going to toss it to education reporter Ed DiOrio. He's at Chase High School this morning talking about some really special senior traditions going on this year. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Gracie. And that's right. We've actually made our way down to Allen Stadium here, just a little bit away from Chase High School where we were, because setup has already begun for the senior sunrise tradition here. This has been going on for years, where students watch the sunrise on their last first day of school for RCS for the class of 2025. And joining me now to talk more about it, first year principal for Chase High School, Mr. Tony Walt. Tony, thanks for taking the time. Like I just mentioned, it's your first year here, and you get to start it this way with a tradition that's been around for quite some time. How does that feel to start your first year here at Chase with that?
It's no better way. There's a lot of traditions here at Chase that we treasure, and this is such a great one to start with.
And part of that is because you have students who want to get up and take part in this. Students like the senior class president for the class of 2025, Mr. Ben Roach. Ben, thank you for taking the time. You could have slept in on this first day of school as much as you could have, but you came here because you wanted to take part in this position, or this tradition, and be a part of it and be at the head of it, because you are the senior class president. You've been hearing about this tradition as you've gone through the whole school system, and now this day is here. What's it like to take part in this, and how excited are you to be a part of this today?
It's just really exciting to be able to be here and experience this tradition with all my friends in my grade, and it's kind of marks our last first day, and it's kind of when senior year starts to feel real. So it's just a great way to start out the senior year.
It's when senior year starts to feel real, and we're going to be talking to Ben, Tony, and other classmates who are showing up here in a matter of minutes as the sunrise tradition will begin around 6:30. When that sun comes over the horizon. We'll be back to talk more about it. But for now, reporting live in Rutherford County, Ed DiOrio, News 13.
Brand new this half hour, we're getting you ready for back to school. And looking ahead, Jackson County Schools heads back on Wednesday, just a couple days from now. You ready?
That is correct. Yes.
On that note, Dr. Dana Ayers, superintendent of Jackson County Public Schools, is joining us now live in the studio. Dr. Ayers, thank you so much for being here with us today. First up, this year, you're doing something different when it comes to meals. Tell us about it.
We're excited that our community in Jackson County recognizes the need for free meals for all students. So after some advocating for our students and our families in Jackson County, we were able to have the vote of our Board of Commissioners in Jackson County, and all students in JCPS and the lab school will eat free of charge. So we call it a no-cost meal this year. So every breakfast and every lunch will be available to students at no cost.
So nutrition is front and center.
Absolutely. There is definitely research that shows that students who have adequate school nutrition and meals are going to perform better in the classroom, and we're excited about that.
And you're also not separating kids between those who maybe need the meals.
Those who qualify for free lunch, and not that stigma has now been removed. So we typically serve in a single day about 4,500 meals, and that's with our breakfast and lunch. And we anticipate that that's going to increase, likely 10%, because everybody has this access now.
All right, feeding kids. The other important thing to a lot of parents is when you send your kids off, you put them on that bus, you want to make sure they're safe.
Of course, we do.
What in terms of safety, security, what's front and center for you this year?
Always, first of all, transporting. We want to make sure that they get there safely. Our bus drivers are typically the first face that students see. And I would caution folks to make sure that you're following the guidelines for school bus safety. If you see flashing lights, don't pass. Make sure that our kiddos get there safely.
Yeah, right. And if that bus stops and that little red sign goes out, I mean, there might be a kid coming around the other side, right?
You should stop when you see the flashing lights before the sign even comes out.
All right, tips for parents. You're getting ready after a whole summer of downtime. What is your advice for parents to get up and going for the school year?
Get up and going. So we welcome students on Wednesday morning. Probably the most important piece of that is to be at school on time and every day. Our parents have an obligation and a duty to support their students, so I encourage those parents to communicate with schools and with their teachers directly, but also please have your students there on time every day, because that absence also impacts other students when the teacher has to work to catch them up in the following days.
Right, and in addition, you're also teaching your kid it's important to be on time.
It is important to be on time. And I know that our littles, that is beyond their control,
right.
But I'd encourage families to make sure that students are on time every day.
Well, lastly here, students themselves, they need to have something, they need to pack something themselves. I'm talking more than their book bag. It may have to do with their attitude, right?
Right. Definitely walk in with a positive attitude. A lot of changes have happened in Jackson County Public Schools just over the nearly 12 weeks for summer, and we're hoping that students will see really positive things happening, but they need to be engaged and they need to be committed to that also.
Yeah, well, great news. Also, what do you have here in the basket?
Just some goodies that highlights our district. So these are just some throws, Jackson County Public Schools.
We love it.
And then some cups with a few supplies inside.
You know what's so great about this? Parents, students, you know, enjoy your school swag. Put it on, carry it, use it.
Absolutely.
Show some pride, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
One other thing, if I have a moment to mention, is our newly formed Jackson County Public Schools Ed Foundation. And this is an advocacy group that's going to support students when state funds are not available. So they're going to stand in the gap for one-to-one grants for teachers and offerings for students who may need that financial support. So I'd encourage you to donate to the JCPS Ed Foundation.
That's good to know. Dr. Dana Ayers, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
I'm News 13's Gracie Matisse talking about safety in schools this morning. Such a big topic. We're giving you an inside look at how the safety works here at Clear Creek Elementary. First, we have this airlock entrance, and the person sitting here will buzz that person in depending on who is outside there. There's also someone inside here with a camera to be able to see who's outside there. And then there's a check-in system here as well, where the person will then come in and check in. Identikid, it's called. So a lot of levels here to safety and security. Joining me now, Superintendent Mark Garrett, and one more airlock to install in your schools.
Yes, so we're working on West Henderson High School right now. Our Board of Commissioners have been great partners to help fund an MRTS fund for safety, because we know safety is paramount. When kids walk in the building, when parents drop them off, they want their kids to be safe first and foremost. So these are just several layers that we do. We also have a standard response protocol that we work with our local law enforcement agencies. We have common language across if something were to happen, anything from an animal on campus to maybe a car wreck outside on the roads leading to the schools, that we can get that message out to parents.
All right. Awesome info there, Mark. Appreciate it. We've had all the coverage this morning from Clear Creek Elementary School, and we'll have more throughout the shows on News 13. For now, Gracie Matisse, News 13.
News 13's education reporter Ed DiOrio here at Allen Stadium, right beside Chase High School in Rutherford County, at the Senior Sunrise, which is a growing tradition where the senior class of 2025 for this year is enjoying a breakfast together and watching the sunrise on their first day of school as a part of RCS. And someone who has seen a few senior sunrises come and go in her time is the 2024 RCS Teacher of the Year, Miss Taylor Wilson. Taylor, thanks for taking the time. You teach food and nutrition, and you've taught a lot of these kids. Over the time that this tradition has been going on, how have you seen this tradition get the senior year off to a good start, and what do the kids say about it?
This is a great tradition. It's something that's become a ritual here at Chase High School. It's put on in combination with the parents in our community of Chase, as well as our SGA, a Student Government Association. So it's all about mindset. It's putting kids in the right mindset to start off their senior year, just as they did when they were in kindergarten and their parents are help sending them off. So the parents are providing a breakfast that the kids can engage in a community. They get to talk, they get to mingle before the official school day starts, and just really set the tone for a very positive school year and their last school year until they get to graduate.
Well, that school year starting soon here in Rutherford County. They're going to go from here into the doors for the first day of classes. Taylor, thanks for the time. Live in Rutherford County, Ed Diorio, News 13.
All righty, Ed, thank you. Polk County Schools, the other district starting school today. Back in February, we told you about the district receiving triple its usual funding to improve school safety. District officials telling us at the time they hope to bolster mental health resources and bring security upgrades.
And coming up tomorrow on News 13 this morning, Ed studies the timely topic of students' mental health. The State Department of Public Instruction is making it a focus this year. What that means for your child tomorrow at 6 on News 13 this morning.